Hello everybody, I'm XNE, and do you know what happens this Friday, October 7th? It marks 3 months since the Meet Your Match update came out. With Meet Your Match came Team Fortress 2's competitive mode, a mode that was finally included in the main game after competitive had existed in third party for almost as long as the game has been out, and it's created such an amazing community. And with matchmaking coming out, people hoped that it would mark this new age for Team Fortress 2 competitive, for Team Fortress 2 in general, where Valve would be supporting it more, giving us more communication and changing things, listening to the community more. And Valve has already started this with more blog posts talking about things they want to change and promises of future Pyro and Heavy updates, when those are two classes that need some reworking to be interesting and viable and just generally more playable. But Valve's competitive mode fell flat when it first came out. It hadn't changed much since the beta. It still had problems with abandoners, games just closing when someone abandoned. It had a problem with queue times. It had problems with matches, being matched up against people who aren't your skill level or way above you. I know myself, I've been matched up against Banny with a 5 stack of players from Invite, which isn't fun to play against. So I wanted to talk about where it is now. Now on release, Valve's matchmaking was riddled with bugs. If someone abandoned, the game would just end. And they made a lot of good steps to fixing this. I mean, now when someone abandons, a bot fills in and a maximum of 1 person from each team can leave, and then the game will just close, which makes sense because at a certain point it would just be bots against bots and no one would have any fun with that. But it's still, the problem exists with abandoners, and I know that's a problem in any competitive game, but my biggest problem with competitive is, as of right now, there is no barrier to entry other than giving Steam your phone number. Now why is this a problem? Well, I'm a player who has 2,000 hours in the game, and hours aren't a huge indicator of skill. I play UGC 6s, which isn't huge, but it's something. And then I get matched up with some people who have under 100 hours in the game, literally have probably just installed it, and they ran around in a few casual matches, gave their phone number to Steam, and clicked competitive. Now this is a problem because when you end up playing with someone like that, they're not contributing to your team at all. They could just be Pyro, walk into the sentry on Swiftwater. It's a 5v6 at that point. And there needs to be some system implemented to make it so someone has to play a certain amount of time in a casual mode before playing competitive, because there needs to be a barrier to entry related to skill somehow, even if this just means players can't play competitive until they reach rank 25 in casual. This is a system that things like Overwatch and Counter-Strike have, where you can't play competitive until you have a certain amount of time in another mode. Now this I think would solve a lot of problems actually, because say we make them have to get to 1 to 25. Okay, that hinders cheaters first off, because that means you have to cheat from level 1 to 25 to play competitive and grief there. And most likely you'll be caught, hopefully, before that. Another thing this does is it makes players have to play the game first. Play it just in a pub setting. And then another idea I think could be really cool about this is, as you level up from 1 to 25, you get an item. It'd be a set item, and by the time you get to the set arbitrary rank where you can play competitive, you would have every weapon in the game. This would make it a lot easier, and it would give players a lot more time to test out a weapon, because say someone just starts playing the game and they play competitive and they just have a completely stock soldier. They find, say, the direct hit. During that match, they're gonna put it on because, oh, new weapon, this is really cool, it made a noise when I got it. And they're gonna put it on. They're not gonna have any idea how to use it, and they're even less effective now. So giving players time to adjust to new weapons would be incredibly helpful, and I think like a 1 to 25 system or a 1 to whatever system where you would get every item in the game, every, non-cosmetic or reskin item. So, your black box, your direct hit, your Liberty launcher, all of those. And it would give you time to play with those and to learn it. Another thing that could be done to offset this problem would be to have a tutorial for 6s. Maybe just a video or something to watch as you play the game. Or I know when you play Manpower, there's a little guide to MVM button you can click in the bottom right. Something small, just explain what 6s is. Because it's extremely different than what you play in a pub, because in a pub there's 12v12 and there's going to be 3 engineers on the defending team. And when you go to 6s, there might be 1 engineer at most. And there's going to be 2 soldiers who are usually skilled, 2 scouts, in your general meta I'm talking. But for these people who get into matchmaking and they're I want to play spy. That's great and all, and I respect your right to choose any class, because I think that's one of the greatest things about matchmaking is how open it is. You can have any lineup you want, and I think that freedom is one of the greatest things about it. But if you stay on spy all the time, you're giving up so much that your team could have. Spy is really good in certain situations when they don't realize you have one and you can pick the med, and then you switch back, and he's really good for that. But as an all-around, I'm playing Spy 24/7 class, he's terrible, because if you kill them once and they kill you, okay, they know that you're there. they're gonna expect you next time, and you're probably not gonna get anything. But some people just want to play one class the entire time, and that's the importance of switching characters, which isn't, emphasized, or people don't realize is a thing that needs to happen. So another fix that could be made to keep people on equal skill levels playing together, so I, like someone at my level, UGC6's player, doesn't get matched up against, ESEA Invite Banny and his 5 friends in a queue. So the fix would be having placement matches. 5 to 10 matches that you play at the very beginning, like the first time you play competitive, it starts up and you play placement matches. During these, you're placed with other people who are doing their placement matches, so none of you have a rank. This is completely like free for all, like it is right now. And after your 10 matches, depending on your win-loss ratio and some other things that would probably be factored, it would place you from 1 to 18. It would give you your rank. And this rank would be like where you fall. And by playing more, you would go up or down. This would really help, because the system we have right now is just you start at level 1 and you go to level 18. So everyone starts off in the same place. So I start as the same place as someone who has never played the game before and Banny. This is a huge problem because I should be like middle of the road. Like, I'm not good, but I'm not bad. So I'm extremely average at playing the game. So the person who has 0 hours should, be a much lower rank than I am. And someone who, an ESEA Invite player should be like rank 18. They should be the best at the game. But instead, all 3 of us, the level 0, me, and an Invite player, all have to grind up ranks the same way. There's no, you are good at the game, you go here, you need some work, we're going to put you at a lower rank so you can climb your way out. And this system, with placement matches and a median rank for most average players to be at, would help a lot because it would create different tiers of players. So I would be in the middle, and my goal would always be to get up to the higher ranks and stay out of the lower rank, instead of I'm level 1 right now, shit, I gotta start dragging myself out, time to start grinding matchmaking. Now these 2 big fixes I've mentioned are like my 2 major ideas of how matchmaking could be improved on Pair It Was. And I think of these because I really do like matchmaking. I like sitting down like every other night when I don't have homework to do and just grinding out matchmaking, just sitting there, because every now and then you get that match where like everyone knows what they're doing. It's all 6 people on each team know what they're doing, and it is great. That match feels amazing. I don't have to go to somewhere like TF2 Center where whenever I play it seems to be a roll one way or another. I don't have to use any third-party sites, anything. I just start up TF2 and I play it. And you get like 1 golden nugget like every, I would say, 10 matches, and that's what keeps me playing. That's why I care about this game mode. I would love to see it fixed. I love the general idea of it, like no class limits, no weapon limits, because this represents the way Valve should be doing their competitive mode, balancing weapons instead of banning them, because they have the power to do that, unlike a third-party league like ESEA where they can't balance the atomizer, so they just have to straight up ban it. Well, Valve has the power to look at it and be like, okay, the atomizer is just crazy powerful. How do we fix this? And then, community feedback would be nice there. But I think Valve has been doing a lot of good work with like posting on their blog and being more open about what they're doing. I mean, recently with this small update they made that just completely overhauled the way casual works, being able to rematch and everything, is amazing. I love that one because I don't have to go back to the queue every time. So that's all I really have to say, and I hope you all have a great day. And yeah,